Utah is not slowing down. From innovation hubs to new developments to gondolas, these 7 projects that I'm highlighting in this video are going to reshape Utah's future. So whether you're already living here in the state of Utah or you're considering making the move yourself, these developments are going to define how we live, work, and play in the great state of Utah. And these are long-term projects that are going to take quite a few years to complete, but they're going to define Utah for decades to come. And although I've shared a couple of these projects previously on videos here on my channel, there are many of these projects that I've yet to discuss here, and I'm excited to share these with you. And so let's get started. Everything here that I'm talking about has already been announced and it's underway starting here in 2025, but moving into 2026 and beyond. And so here are those 7 projects and how they will roll out and how they affect your life if you're living here in the state of Utah or you're considering making that move. Okay, first project, let's talk about The Point in Draper. It's just south of Salt Lake City, about 25 to 30 minutes south of downtown Salt Lake City. This is the development known as The Point. The Point is the largest project in the state's history on state land that is the former location of the Utah State Prison, which was relocated, and this prison was torn down, and we have over 600 acres of prime real estate right along the tech corridor along I-15 in between Lehi and downtown Salt Lake City. And this location is absolutely primed for a massive development just like The Point. And they broke ground on this development earlier this year, cutting in roads, making massive developments here to cut in the very first projects here in this development. And so what is The Point? It's a 600-acre innovation district with 2.3 million square feet of offices, as well as over 3,300 homes. Now, almost all of these homes are going to be rental properties. These are not going to be properties that people buy and live in. And for some people, many people, this is a big negative. They don't want to see these 15-minute cities, these walkable cities. But there are pros and cons to this conversation and this debate. And I would argue that I can see the pros and cons of both those that are for the project and those that are against it. And the other cool feature about this development is it's connecting the Jordan River Parkway with the Wasatch Mountain Range, with the trail systems and the promenade that leads all the way from the Jordan River all the way through and over to Corner Canyon and the Wasatch Mountains. And so what's the impact of this development? With full completed build out, this development is going to add over 46,000 jobs, $4.4 billion in earnings, and $7 billion in GDP annually to the state of Utah. And why does this matter? This is Utah's largest ever public redevelopment that will add tens of billions of dollars of economic impact. Okay, next up on the list is Utah City. Utah City is directly south of The Point in Utah County, just tucked right up against Utah Lake, and this is a very large development in and of itself, very similar to that of The Point. Utah City is a near 700-acre urban core along the shores of Utah Lake in between I-15 and Utah Lake. This will be a mixed-use, transit-accessible development that a lot of people are going to make home. And right now, this project is already under construction with the first buildings already built out, ready for leasing with mid to higher rise buildings, as well as over 3,000 homes with a waterfront promenade that's starting to be built out here coming up very quickly. So why does this project matter? Well, in Utah's fastest growing county in Utah County, this is the first urban core right here in Utah County, and it's going to redefine this area altogether. Now, if you've flown into Salt Lake City recently, you'll notice how unbelievably beautiful, clean, and nice our new airport is. And that airport is still not yet completed, with the 4th and final phase to be completed late next year. Now, Phase 3 is opening up in the fall of 2025, and Concourse B's expansion includes 16 more gates, more shops, a central plaza, and all of these additions to the Salt Lake City International Airport is really making this airport a gem out here in the West. So why does this matter so much? This positions Salt Lake City as a 94-gate Mountain West hub, critical for the 2034 Winter Games and connectivity, and to keep Salt Lake City as the crossroads of the West, which is what Salt Lake City is known for. All right, This next one I'm super excited about because right here where I'm located in my office here in downtown Salt Lake City, I'm about a 45-second walk across the street to get to the Delta Center. And I want to talk about the Delta Center as the home of not only the Utah Jazz, but the new NHL franchise here, the Utah Mammoth. And so what is this redevelopment that's happening at the Delta Center as well as across the street and across 5 city blocks here in downtown Salt Lake City, centered around the Salt Palace Convention Center and the Delta Center? This is a $1.8 billion mixed-use district anchored by the NBA's Utah Jazz and the NHL's Utah Mammoth. And this arena remodel is extending well across 5 city blocks that's creating a sports and entertainment district that will be a focal point for downtown Salt Lake City. Construction on this development already started as soon as the Utah Hockey Club's team finished up for the season alongside the Utah Jazz, and the jackhammers and the construction projects already started up and fired away. It's been really cool to see it take place so quickly, but it's going to take the course of 3 summers to complete the project altogether. And ultimately, why does this matter so much? It keeps the Utah Jazz and the Utah Mammoth in downtown Salt Lake City, and it creates that urban experience with year-round foot traffic that's really going to drive economic impact into downtown Salt Lake City. Okay, next up on the list, let's talk about the Power District just west of downtown Salt Lake City and west of the Delta Center and Salt Palace Convention Center that we just talked about. This Power District is primed and ready for development. Everything passed through the legislative session and then again through the city in December of 2024, and it is absolutely shovel ready. So what is the Power District? This is a 100-acre site redevelopment with a stadium planned for Major League Baseball. But it's not just about a baseball stadium. It's for housing and office and a river walk along the Jordan River that's going to be made beautiful, and it's going to be an attraction for people all over the city. But for me personally, I'm most excited about that Major League Baseball opportunity because if we could get a Major League Baseball team here, I think my dream would be complete. This is something I'm really looking forward to. I know it's not for everybody, but I'm a big baseball fan myself, so I'm really excited at the opportunity that hopefully in the next handful of years, we can either attract a relocation team or we can be granted an expansion team through Major League Baseball. And the company behind it all is the Larry H. Miller Group of companies. They're a staple here in Utah, and they owned the Jazz and were a great steward of that team for decades prior to selling it to Ryan Smith and the Smith Entertainment Group. And hopefully the Larry H. Miller Group can really attract and get that Major League Baseball team and stadium built here as well, because that would not only revitalize this area of the city, but it would attract so much more economic impact on the west side of the city where it's truly needed most. And the reason this development is so incredibly important is that it does position Utah and puts Utah on the table for a Major League Baseball expansion team, but most importantly, it adds $3.5 billion in private investment into an area of the city that truly needs it and deserves it. Okay, next up, let's talk about the newest ski resort in Mayflower up near Park City on the east side of Deer Valley. And this is a 3,700-acre ski resort that's being built and expanded upon, adding 16 lifts, 135 runs, 1,700 homes, and 800 hotel rooms. progress thus far is already well underway with site prep and the first lifts already active during the 2024-2025 ski season, but it's going live and the full resort will be completed by the end of the 2026-2027 season, and it will be North America's third largest ski destination. And so why is this important? This is a massive lift to Utah's ski tourism, which brings in millions of dollars every single year and adds to the greatness that is Utah's snow, but it also brings so much economic impact, not only to the Park City area, but all along the Wasatch Back. Okay, next up, this project is a very controversial one, and I honestly don't quite understand why it's so controversial, but this is the gondola to be installed in Little Cottonwood Canyon. And if you don't know anything about Little Cottonwood and Big Cottonwood Canyons, these are world-renowned ski destinations with the greatest snow on Earth. These are the ski resorts here in Utah that average over 500 inches of snow. And to put that into perspective, none of the 30 resorts in Colorado average even over 300 inches, let alone 400 or 500. This is an absolute paradise for people that are both into skiing and snowboarding, offering the greatest snow on Earth. And these two canyons, because they're so incredibly steep, are difficult to navigate on those winter days, especially those powder days, and this gondola has been one of the two proposals that was heavily considered to alleviate traffic in Little Cottonwood Canyon. And so what is this project? It's a $550 million up to a $1.4 billion tri-cable gondola, which will make this the world's longest gondola. It's pretty incredible. Now, this project was approved in 2023 and the design was fully funded, but now there's ongoing litigation that's holding up the project, so we don't have a definitive timeline as of yet when construction will begin or when it will be completed. I do think this will probably happen prior to the 2034 Olympics, but this is going to be a game changer to Salt Lake City and the ski industry here in Utah. And for me personally, I think it's a great idea because it solves so much of the canyon traffic and preserves what makes those canyons so incredibly beautiful and serene in the first place. Now, these 7 developments are not wish lists. They're shovel-ready with timelines and, for the most part, funding already. These projects will change commutes, they'll change lifestyles, they'll change the way of life here in Utah, not only in the wintertime, but the summertime as well. And most importantly, they will change the opportunities that people will find here in the state of Utah. And to me, I think that's the greatest impact that they have. And while I'm completely empathetic that so many local people don't want to see Utah grow any more than it already is, it's just that Utah has become such an attractive place to live that so many people are seeking a better place and a better way of life, and Utah is at the top of the list for so many people. And if we haven't met yet, my name is Steele, and I absolutely love helping people not only make the move to and relocate to the state of Utah, but help those that already live here as well. Whether you're buying a new construction home or an existing home, or you're looking for that vacation home, I'm here to serve you and to answer all your questions. And as always, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. Reach out to us and book a call with me, or you can book a video call with me on that link that you'll find in the pinned comment on this and every video. And if this content is helpful for you, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button. It really, truly helps me, and it just takes a few moments and it's free. If you're looking to learn more about life in Utah and to be updated as to what's happening, make sure you subscribe and check out this playlist next. And until the next video, thanks.